Our next inductee is a charity that I'm personally familiar with. They housed my niece for over a year in Philadelphia, and now she's cancer-free. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Annette Eros, who represents the Ronald McDonald House.
Thank you all. This is quite an honor for us. And I know Mike was exposed to the Ronald McDonald House of Philadelphia through his niece. And that was the first Ronald McDonald House in the world. And we are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Ronald McDonald House on October 15th, celebrating the Ronald McDonald House of Philadelphia. And it's very special for us, and that's what the stripes mean tonight. So if you've seen that, that's what we're all about right now. So thank you. But I'm here to talk about the Ronald McDonald House at Stanford. That's where I work. And then we have a lot of supporters and volunteers that are here for us tonight. And those of you who have been to a Ronald McDonald House know what a truly special and wonderful place it is to take care of families who must travel outside of their community to get the medical care they need for their children who are critically ill. And it's a home away from home. And people who haven't been to a Ronald McDonald House often ask me, you know, is it hard to work there? How do you be around the sick kids and those families that are going through such stressful times? And the truth is that at the house, it's a really great source of inspiration and hope. And we witness this every day. We see resilience, we see relief, we see compassion and generosity. And not only from our families that stay with us and the kids, but our wonderful volunteers and all of the community that come in and out of our doors every day that really makes our house buzz. And the sick kids, I'll tell you, are not only the cutest, but they are the most resilient of anybody that we see because they just want to be kids. And if they're having a good day and they're feeling good, then they're running around with their healthier siblings and all their friends, and they're making just as much noise and being just as rambunctious as everybody else. And that's a great thing. So we understand at the Ronald McDonald House that nobody wants to need a Ronald McDonald House. But when your world stops and your child's life is threatened, then I'll tell you there's no other place that you would rather be. Parents come to us, they're worried and they're stressed beyond belief, and we understand that. So when we welcome a family to the Ronald McDonald House, what we want to give them when they walk in the door is the ah wow. And that's when a parent says ah and a kid says wow. And that's what we go for. So the house, happiness isn't just a state of mind, but it's a journey. And I'd like to introduce you to the Ronald McDonald House at Stanford by sharing a journey with you with a special family that's staying with us right now. The Mendez family is a typical family of 4. They have 2 rambunctious kids, and the mother is a school teacher. Her name is Leisha. The dad is a handyman. His name is Joe. Noah is 7 years old, and Raul is his little brother, and he's 5 years old. They live in Morro Bay, which is about 3 miles south of here by car on a good day, and they have a minivan. They have a 3-bedroom house. The kids play sports. They're just your average family, just like you and I. But one day, last summer 2013, Noah was playing t-ball, and he wasn't feeling good. He was really tired, and he was having back pain, and you know, he told his parents and said, well, you know, we'll check it out. We'll see what we can do. And they were monitoring him and trying to help him feel better, but it didn't really go away. So eventually, they decided to get the help of a doctor. And they went to the doctor's office, and the doctor thought that Noah was just having some growing pains. 7-year-old kids are growing, but she ran a few tests anyway. So they went home, but Leisha got a call from the doctor's office on a weekend, and they told her that she needed to come in and talk. And mother's intuition, she didn't think that felt right. And she was nervous, and she was worried. And she went into the doctor's office, and sure enough, she got the news that no parent ever wants to hear, and that is that your child has cancer. And the Mendez's world, as I knew it, would never be the same. I'm sorry. The local pediatrician told him that they couldn't help. His case was too severe, and he had to travel outside their community to get the help they need. They had to either decide to go to Los Angeles or up here in the Bay Area. And they had to decide that immediately because he needed help right away. So they had no time for research. They didn't know who their doctor would be. They didn't really know what their diagnosis was. They didn't know what would be best for Noah. They didn't know what doctor they were looking for, what specialty. They didn't know what to do with Raul. They didn't know where to stay. And they had a lot more questions than they had answers. And the most thing that they were feeling was fear. And amongst this fear, they had to make one of the most important decisions of their life, and that's where are we going to go to save our child's life? And they decided to come to Lucille Packard Children's Hospital at Stanford. They each packed a bag, one little duffel bag. They got in the car the very next day and came up to Palo Alto. Once they were here, they had more tests, and it was confirmed that Noah did indeed have cancer, and he had neuroblastoma, which is a very serious form of cancer. They were told they couldn't go home. They had to stay here. He had to undergo treatment right away. And unfortunately, Raul's 5. There's no place for a child to stay at the hospital who's not sick. So what were they going to do? Where were they going to stay? Where were they going to take Raul? They had limited resources, but they found a local hotel for $100 a night, which is a miracle in itself because it's in Palo Alto, right? And they stayed there for a week. But their life was unraveling in front of them, and they felt helpless and out of control. After 1 week, one of my colleagues here at the Ronald McDonald House, they were on the waiting list at the Ronald McDonald House for a week, and somebody called them and said that they could get a room at the Ronald McDonald House so they could come stay there. They checked in, and the Ronald McDonald House has since allowed Leisha, Joe, and Raul to be close to Noah as he's hospitalized. And Noah is getting the best medical treatment that he can, and he's attending the school at the hospital. And Raul just started kindergarten as at a local elementary school here in Palo Alto. And slowly the Mendez family has adapted to what their new reality is. The house provides a necessary sense of security, support, and structure so that families can stay strong and stay focused on what matters most, which is the health and well-being of their sick child. It's been 15 months since Noah's diagnosis. In the meantime, the Mendez family is running out of money. And I'll tell you, the Ronald McDonald House, we only ask for $10 a night, but we don't make a family pay if they don't have the means, so anybody can stay no matter what their capacity is. But the parents are no longer working. Their van is not reliable to go to and from Morro Bay. Gas is too expensive. Their medical bills are piling up. Leisha's last asked for a leave of absence from her school district so she can maintain their medical insurance, so Noah can maintain the medical care that he needs. They can't pay their rent, so they let go of their home and they put all their belongings into storage. And it's difficult. But the most important thing is that their family is together and that Noah is getting the medical care that he needs. The Mendez family is one of 47 families that stay at the Ronald McDonald House every night. And they're all experiencing similar circumstances. But what they do, which is amazing, is they provide them each other a sense of support and community. Because the Ronald McDonald House is more than a bed, and it's more than a roof over your head. Every night, families eat meals together and they share their experiences. And our meals are provided by our community support. Every meal is donated by volunteers that come in and make our meals every single night. And Raul plays with his friends in the playground, in the computer room, in the children's activity room. He can go to the tutoring center in the evenings to get help with his homework. He can watch TV with his parents. They can all get haircuts. They can get rides to the store. We try to take care of all of their basic needs so they can focus on what matters most. And the house itself is a beautiful facility. It's warm and inviting. But really what the heart of the house is the families, because they provide each other the strength and support they need to get through their difficult situations. They provide each other inspiration, and they form lifelong friendships because they truly bond. They know how each other feel, and they can relate and help put it all in perspective. I'm not the only one that's got a critically ill child that doesn't know what our future looks like. Together, they help rebalance each other, and they adapt to their new circumstances. They feel a sense of value, and some of you have talked about this tonight. They feel a sense of value by giving to each other and providing support to each other and caring for each other. And anxiety is reduced at the Ronald McDonald House because our families have the knowledge that in a moment's notice they can be across the street and at their child's bedside when they need them. Security is increased, and their minds can accept that their child is getting the best care they need, and as a parent, they're making the right decisions. Questions are answered. Fear subsides, and this makes room for much more productive emotions like happiness and hope. And that's really what Ronald McDonald House is all about. The Mendez family has lived with us now for 15 months, and they've been as close to their child as possible as he's received his treatments. And Noah is currently recovering from a stem cell transplant that is preparing him for another round of chemotherapy. But the family is strong, and they're by his side every step of the way. And as their journey continues, they have rebalanced and readjusted to their new norm. They're rested, they're showered, they're fed, they're supported, they're loved, and they are together. And we know that the love and support of family is as strong as the strongest medicine prescribed. So as I mentioned the Mendez family, they're one of 47 families that we have here every night at the Ronald McDonald House. And their challenging circumstances aren't unusual. And we take the best care possible of the 47 families we have, but we're worried about the other families that we can't take care of. That's because every night there are 40 to 50 families that we can't accommodate due to space limitations. But the great news is that we've got an answer to that, because in July we started construction on a new facility that's directly right next to our current facility, right here on Stanford property. And the construction is going to be completed the end of next year, and we're going to span from 47 bedrooms to 123 bedrooms. So to put that in perspective for you, once we are operating 123 bedrooms, the Ronald McDonald House at Stanford is going to be the largest Ronald McDonald House in the world. And this is truly wonderful, because we know that when children, we actually know that children heal better when their parents and their family are by their side. So as long as families need a place to stay and a home away from home, Ronald McDonald House will be there. Because Ronald McDonald House, as the Mendez family knows, is truly where hope has a home. Thank you.